Hello, my name is Ashley Day, and I am here to tell you a little bit about what I learned over the last 5 or 6 weeks in this communications class. It's a public speaking class, and we utilize the book by COM110 called Confident Public Speaking. We began the school semester or term by introducing ourselves to a class biography, which I found was interesting. It was nice to meet new people. I felt like my video probably was poor quality and could have been enhanced, and I appreciate the efforts that I could the teacher as well as the other classmates. Then we moved into impromptu speeches. I really like the impromptu speeches. That is something we deal with more on a regular basis in our everyday lives, in church, in workplace, with our coworkers, our family, our friends. And my audience for that week had to come up with questions that they asked me off the top of their head that I was not aware of. And I had to think about what I was going to say. And that really had me thinking, and I had to put a lot of thought into it, but I really enjoyed that. The next week we moved on, and we did informative speech week 3. And I informed everybody on relocation. I chose city, rural, suburban areas, and the country, and showed the land value in each different place in the population. And I used a visual aid, which helped me. My hindrances were that I did not reference things in my speech. Then we moved on to week 4, and that was a demonstration speech. I felt really comfortable with that speech because it was something that I already knew how to do and was familiar with. And I think when you are familiar with your information and what you do and you have hands-on experience with it, it just helps. I really do. I think that if you have the knowledge and the hands-on experience, it enhances your demonstration speech. I felt like my time allotment was great, my information was great, my visual was great. I introduced you to the turtles, what different kind of turtles we had, how we acquired them, what happened to them, how you take care of them in their natural habitat, and necessities you need, like the water and food and all that kind of stuff for them. My downfall was that I did not cite resources outside of my speech, and that I could have utilized the information from the internet to share with y'all, since others were not necessarily familiar with turtles. We learned also in class about being audience-centered, and I think it's important to interact with your audience and how you react to your audience during your presentation as to whether you gain or lose your audience's attention. If it's something you're passionate about, then it'll be something that'll be able to be easily presented from your point of view. Our pastor recently mentioned something about being abundantly happy from the heart, and it would overflow through the mouth, kind of the book of Matthew. And I do believe that if we are abundantly happy in our heart with whatever we're passionate about, it will present itself completely out of our mouth. We won't fumble or get nervous. When I began this class, I was nervous, and I had hoped to take from this class more confidence in my own skin, to be able to present things that I'm not necessarily sure about or passionate about, as well as things I'm passionate about, and to become a good presenter. I do want to live my life to glorify God, and I need to be able to share about Jesus with people. And I can't do that with adults. It makes me nervous to present things to adults. I do very well in small settings with small children, but I just want to make sure that I'm confident with adults no matter what the topic may be. So we moved on to persuasive speeches in week 5, and I did mine on something I'm very passionate about, which is homeless pets. And I pulled a lot of my information from the ASPCA online and other statistical sites. And I felt like my visual aid, my presentation was excellent. The information in the slides, and I felt like I touched people's heartstrings. I probably could have gone with a bigger power punch in the beginning because the beginning seemed a little more informative rather than persuasive, and I needed to be a little more persuasive if that's the kind of speech it was supposed to be. But I do hope in the end of my speech that I was able to capture all the information I wanted to have to persuade people to become a pet owner, for these homeless pets that need homes. And it is something I'm passionate about. I felt like my references were very well cited. I was knowledgeable and my visual aid was good. Moving back to the demonstration speech, I not only did I feel like I had forgotten my additional resources, my visual was great and I felt relaxed. So that was probably out of all the 5 weeks my best presentation by far. Is relating this class to our biblical means, and taking this class, the information from this class that we've learned out into the world and into our life going forward. I can't help but relate back to 1 Corinthians 14:9. So with yourself, if with your tongue you utter speech that is not intelligible, how will anyone know what you say? For you will be speaking into the air. That means if you just ramble and ramble about things that are not relevant or not interesting, people are not going to listen and they're going to lose focus. And you need them to make sure they're listening um, for your speech and demonstrations to be effective. Another verse comes to mind is Colossians 4:6. Let your speech always be gracious, seasoned with salt, so that you may know how you ought to answer somebody. If I answer the first thing that comes out of my mouth may not be correct, or it may come across in a negative way when that's not what I'm trying to portray. So I need to think about what I say when I interact with my audience in presenting, and I feel like I need to make sure that I am audience centered. That's a very important thing in presentation. And I really have enjoyed this class, and I just pray that everybody else has been able to take what I've taken from this class and apply it towards their life. And I wish everybody the best of luck, and God bless.